is OG Luqqy coming back with chess with OG Luqqy. This is part 5, and we are doing random matches, and we're gonna see why why these opponents are bad and why I'm good. And the reason is because they suck at chess. So don't take offense to that. You know I talk shit when I play, and I don't really care if your feelings get hurt. Feelings are made to get hurt, and yes, I am adjusting the camera while I'm playing, and I don't really care what you have to say about it. He's still kind of just sitting here. I wonder what he thinks is gonna happen. He immediately went, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like that initiative, buddy. And then let's see what happens. Oh, nope, now your queen has to run back to safety. Let's see if he plays the smart move. The smart move would be bringing your queen to either side of the board, like that. Or if this pawn wasn't here, obviously. Right, and I don't know what he thinks this is. Is that... Seriously? Are you kidding me, my guy? Oh my god. I probably would have resigned there too, to be honest. That's just frustrating to go up against. That's just annoying to go up against. We'll get into another one, because that was pathetic. And I get 7 rating. I don't deserve any rating from that. I deserve 1, if even. And it's only for spotting that, because I know there's a lot of people who wouldn't spot that, and it's kind of... That's kind of like... The whole point is to notice the threats, right? And don't fucking pin your goddamn queen to your king. Don't leave them on the same color. Don't leave them on the same file. Don't leave them on the same horizontal when there's rooks about. Do not hang your fucking pieces. God, it is so frustrating to see people do this. And I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't do anything to me. But it doesn't, I guess. I guess I'm a perfectionist, and if people aren't playing to my standard, then I think they're playing the wrong way. What did this guy just do? He didn't do anything? Why is this pawn glowing? Does anyone see that? This pawn is glowing. Am I just crazy? But the pawn looks... Knight out. King's Indian. With a English variation. I like that. That's actually pretty cool, my guy. King's English. Holy crap. Yeah, get the bishop out of there. Oh my god, he just retreats. Give me free development and just retreat. That is incredible. Should we go for some kind of... No, we can't even do that. We'll just castle and play solid. His king's still in the center of the board, although it looks like he might have designs on castling. But I have designs on scoring the center. So, recapture with the knight, and that's just horrible. I'll show you why. You play that. And now if you push this pawn, I'm just going to push this, and you're never going to get your dark squared bishop out. Ever. His dark squared bishop is going to be a hindrance. And he's about to castle and make it even worse, and the dark squared bishop will be blocked in permanently, like... But that's the thing about English variations, is when you close up the center the way I just did, or the way he just did rather, with this pawn move, instead of taking or capturing, you push the pawn because now nothing is hitting it. But now I got 2 pieces hitting it, so even though the knight's protecting it, I got 2 knights and a bishop hitting it. And this is just horrible, horrible, horrible. Because now I'm about to get a battery? Is that a battery when the bishop is in front of the queen? I don't know. Somebody in the comments tell me that, please. Is it a bishop? Is bishop in front of queen battery, or does it have to be queen in front of bishop. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take... I'm going to leave that one there. Pretty sure he's going to capture with the knight, and that's fine because I'll just capture with the bishop. Or I'll capture with this knight if he captures with the other knight. To get my knight out of danger, basically, because I don't want to hang a knight. Whoa, what is this guy doing? Okay. Hey man, props for switching it up at least. What's the best move? What is it? 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 Well, suppose you can't say no to free material, right? All my pieces are protected. My king's already castled, so the fact that he would have to recapture the knight is irrelevant. Did he forget that I have that? And then I also have that? What are you gonna do, bro? I got full control. All of these squares are hit. I got control of them. I got control of this whole file. Oh yes. Please give me more free material. That's just wonderful. I will take that. As a matter of fact, I will take that. Because it'll get his bishop off that square. And now I can safely push. He has no dark squared bishop. All these squares are covered. These ones. Because you got that, you got that, you got that, and that. And everybody's happy. Have you ever seen a pawn structure like this, though? Like 4 pawns in the center? God damn, what are you doing? This guy, whoever designed this must have been using some LSD or mushrooms or something. It ain't my turn, is it? Okay. Horrible, horrible. Just push the pawn. Now you have to retreat. Bye-bye. Out of here. Go on. Bye. I don't want to see your face again, light square bishop. You done angered me today. You done pissed off the Hulk. I really need to get my freaking bishop. I'll put him right there and threaten the knight. And then I'll just trade it if he wants to, you know, trade and be a goof. But he really shouldn't be trading in this position. Because I have overwhelming pawn structure. I'm threatening to massacre the... Yep, and I'll take that. Because that just damages your pawns even more. And I'll play right there. And then I can go right here to end it all up. Yeah, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Here. Dark square. And then if the bishop goes here, then she's basically cooked by 3 pieces. And the idea of this is if he captures right here to get an advantage right here, I mean, that's kind of a dumb move to play, you know, sacrifice a rook. But some people do that shit. Especially me. Like, none of this is bothersome. None of this is scary me. I'm not scared of this at all. You have less than 5 minutes left, my guy. Are you gonna actually play, or are you just gonna sit here? I'm waiting for him to play his move because he hasn't played yet. What? I'm sorry, sir. Are you smoking crack? Both of those pawns are protected. He must be smoking crack. Oh, dear me. When will these plebes learn? Okay, and that's just very simple. No, no, that's not. No, 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 no. I don't know what you think you're doing. I don't know what you think you're doing. Ah! I don't know what I'm doing. Ha! Oh no, my queen. Nah. Ah, I'm in check. In all reality, though, that was an accident, but it spices up the game a little bit. At the very least, you know. Bro, get out of here, man. Stop giving frivolous checks. That's annoying. Nobody likes that. Just don't. Oh my god, dude. Really? Please. Fuck off. Stop. Please go. Please go rook e8. I hope you go rook e8. That's not especially terrifying. You just capture and then you get out of the pin. And now, nope. You do not want to get a double attack on your pieces. That is not what you want to do. Are you stupid? That doesn't work. He must be stupid. Please move your rook off of the 8 rank. Oh my god, that would be such sweet rapture if that happened. Like, psych, not gonna happen. Now keep moving. Yeah, that's, oh, you're so good. You're so good. If you don't hit me with check next turn, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, oh no, his queen's guarding the square. Ah, well, that's checkmate. That's alright, I just blundered the queen, but that's what normally happens. Let's see if I don't blunder a queen this time. I always get stressed out when I do these videos, especially now that I have a face cam. I keep forgetting to, like, look at the camera. You know what I mean? So, if I'm just kind of sitting here being boring, then file your complaint right up my ass, and I don't want to hear it. Ah! Aha! See, but now my pawn structure is brilliant. Okay. That's nice. Damn. Now, this right here, this is what's called the advanced. This is the king's pawn advanced. And really, I don't know why it's called advanced. Maybe because they've advanced down the field? I don't know. But if he pulls the bishop out, I'm just going to put my queen right here. Does he pull the bishop? Does he break the pin? Yes, he does. And he thinks that saves him. And you just capture right here. Very happy capturing. Move right here. Don't blunder. Don't be an idiot like I was last game. And here's the thing. Don't play like a fucking retard, and you will most likely win. Because if you're not playing like a retard, then somebody is. Somebody's going to make a mistake eventually. Like right here, if he pushes and I capture with the knight, captures with the bishop, then I just go right here. Right? So, bam. And then, that's hitting the queen, right? Because you'll get that. And then, so you go capture with the knight. He'll capture with the bishop. And then he'll forget. Oh my god, what did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just say? I was literally diagramming out as he made the move how this move was going to get him killed. I don't know what that's supposed to be. He just resigned. And I did pass up on a free bishop, but whatever. I made somebody rage quit. But if they ever do that and you don't have a queen to recapture there, just push the pawn. Don't capture, because if you capture, let's say you would have captured and then he would have had the open rook going down. You know what I mean? Sicilian defense. Now that I've actually woken up and decided to play. Oh, knight c3. Nah. Oh, London, are you serious? Are you actually serious? I'm going to punish that. You're still going, huh? Still going on about it. Captures. Captures, captures, captures. He has captures, 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 captures. And then I'm nice and happy with a queen in the center of the board. Threatening, you know, all kinds of obvious moves. If he plays queen out to e2 here, which he doesn't, but I'm going to punish that too. And then I'm going to have to trade this bishop, but that's alright. Because now the position is simplified. Yep, captured. Now both my queens out, and both my knights are out, and I think I might go for long castle. That's kind of risky, but see, he's got it. He's castled kingside. So should I castle? Should I also castle kingside? Is always the #1 question. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna play this, be nice and happy, and then plot my bishop right there. God damn it! How do I work this thing? Give me free development, please. Waste a turn on a frivolous check that doesn't do anything. Now all you've helped me do is get my pieces out, and now I can castle either way. And you can't stop me because you're so laggy in your development. What are you gonna do? Come on, your queen is blocked in? Oh, that's real scary. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's funny. I get that. Yeah, so the idea here is if captures, you capture, and then if they recapture your queen, then you're up a rook. And it doesn't matter that you can't castle because you'll be up a rook. Alright, have fun with that one. Oh, I'm blundering the bishop. Oh, blundering the bishop. He can grab the bishop, and I'll grab the queen. He'll grab the queen. I'll have like 3 pieces threatened, and please don't do it. He might be too scared. He might, yeah. He's too scared. He wanted to initiate some kind of attack before he did any of that. So, what is the best move for white, or black rather? Jesus, I can't talk today. I promise you I wasn't sniffing cocaine before I filmed this. But I am all over the place. I'm not on Stockfish, I'm just checking my messenger. I'll show you too. See? Just checking my messenger. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's real cute. Oh, okay. That's real cute. So, looking at this position right here, we have several things to keep in mind. Number one, this bishop has been hanging for 2 turns. Holy shit. And now it's a bad trade because honestly, I'm just going to look for a nice happy check with this bishop. I'm going to keep my eyes open for it. And I'm going to play it. And he's going to get hit by I'm going to have check and a discovered attack on his queen, right? That's the whole idea. You want discovered attacks, you want discovered attacks, you want forced moves, you want to control the tempo of the board. That's just losing. Well, his king and queen aren't on the same color, but capture with the pawn. I hope you do. Wow. Okay. Spicing it up a little bit. Alright. That's fine. Happy simplifying. If he captures with the knight, I'll capture with the rook. And it'll be a rook lift, and then I'll be ready to play things like that and, you know, get the what is it called? It's not called a battery. Wow, you're greedy. It's not called a battery with a rook and a queen, right? When you got two rooks on top of each other, that's not called a battery. Oh, that's a horrible move. Oh, how foolish I am. Yeah, how about I just make a solid wall of rooks and pawns? Or rooks and queens. Bring your bishop out, I hope you do. Bring your bishop out and attack. Is that actually what he did? That's actually what he did. Wow, that's hilarious. That is actually hilarious because... Oh, yes. No. I'm not gonna do that. I am not crazy, okay? However, I will attack their queen using the concept of danger levels. And that means the rook is worth 5 points, correct? But the queen is worth 9 points. What do I need to... Oh, it's still pinned. No shit. Just move out of the way. Don't be stupid. Don't play stupid. Don't be stupid. Just play solid. And I'm waiting for a chance to capture this pawn right here. I really want to capture that pawn. It's going to create a nice threat, and he's not going to be able to... He should never push this. He should definitely not have his pieces blocking in his... That's all bad, because now my knight is got 2 protectors, and your bishop's hanging. Your bishop is hanging. So... This is incredible. Wow, that's actually a really instructive move. However, I will show you why that is bad. Oh, that's actually not that bad, though. Damn. What do I do? I don't want to lose the... Oh, no, that's protected, actually. Never mind. No, it's not protected. I'm so stupid. It's not protected. Oh, my God. That was really good. That was a really good move. Bishop b5 was a really good move. And that's not. If he goes bishop right here, I just capture. Because you forget, it's not a pin, because it's the bishop would be undefended. Okay. Are you crazy? I'll do that. I'll kick his queen off the diagonal. And now I'm safe to take this bishop. Very shortly. What? I'm protected. You're already protected. Push that pawn so he can't do any damage on that. Oh yes. Keep blundering. I always keep blundering. No. Alright. Let's do it. I ain't scared. Gonna capture? Yep, I thought you were. So predictable, man. Come on. Let's get some content. Let's get the content machine up and running. Let's get the content machine. What is the best move? Bishop, rook c5. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna go? Are you just? No, it's checkmate. All right, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Damn. My vape juice is all over the side of my pen, and it is really nasty. Attack on the queen, bro. Come on. Don't hang a queen and make it a draw. Actually, I'd be totally winning right here if the queen wasn't there. Okay, keep letting my king advance. I love you. Keep letting my king advance. You push the pawn, it's captured. What are you gonna do? You have no checks. You have no checks. That's real funny. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's cute. Are you retarded, man? I just said if you push the pawn, it belongs to me. And now that pawn is still protected. Oh my god, this guy really needs to step it up here in the endgame, bro. That's stepping it up. Go for the weakened pawn structure. 3 moves, that pawn wall is gone. If I had to go over there towards a pawn structure like that with my king, it would take me like 20 moves. No, I'm gonna put my pawn up. And I'm actually gonna play that because I don't want his... Okay, I'll just move back. Since you want to play Ring Around the Rosie and shit. I'll capture and then move over. He'll capture with check. Yep, move over. And then move over. No. Come on, man. Checkmate me already. You need 2 queens? Well, I suppose a 1070 would need 2 queens. Bro, my guy, can you just checkmate? You take forever. Please. 3 moves. 1, yep. 2, and then 3, yep. Thank you. Waste enough of my time. Alright, 1 more game, and then we do some theory. We do our homework for the day, and we go over our assignments. Sicilian. I could have played Caro-Kann, but I like Sicilian. It's so dynamic. The position is completely... There's like a million different ways this could go down right here, especially since he's playing a very basic... That's a Vienna gambit, actually. Yeah, let's just get the queen out. Let's be Mike Tyson and just pull the queen out. No, sir. No, sir. Close, but no cigar. This is horrible. This is horrible what I'm doing. Don't ever do this. Oh, don't ever do this. This is the worst idea I've ever had in chess. Yep, and I knew that was coming. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. Oh, I love it when I blunder on the fucking 5th move. I just love blundering. Blundering is my favorite thing to do. Especially when they do that, because you just push the pawn. The bishop is out, so the knight going here, there's no deficit to that. Okay, let's trap this bishop. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh yes, I love that. And you know what? How about we go here so that they can't push this. Oh yes, you're very clever. I like that. I like how clever you are. It makes for good content. Boom. Alright. Come on, buddy. Make this move. We all know you're going to make it. We all know that's the move you're going to play, so just play it already. Come on. I'm waiting. You're taking forever. Dude, thank you. Jesus. Okay, so this is actually a pretty damn good position for me. I can just go here and I'm happy. And if he captures, then I just capture. And let's see if he does it. So bring one of your major pieces out, please. I would like that. Or you can leave your knight there and be attacked. I would like that too. Oh, and he did it again. Ooh, danger levels, man. Come on. Step it up. Comes with check. He has to address the check. Right? So he has to move his king. The only move that's just stupid. I don't know why you would do that. But I know I would do this. Because I am down 3 points. See, now I'm just happy with a nice check right here. Please blunder your queen. Oh god, I hope you move your queen to a light square. Oh, please. Please move your queen to a light square. I'm legitimately begging you. Nah. I don't have to beg people to do things. Who do you think I am? Oh, and that is not a blunder. However, it is an inaccuracy because now my knight is blocking her way. So no matter how many pieces they have, they can only go right here for right now. They can't go all the way down. Oh, that's very funny. That's very cute. Are you going to take my knight and hang your queen? Please say yes. And as a matter of fact, I'll... Where was he? Right here? Oh, yeah, that's... No, that's not even... That's not even that bad, actually. I'll just capture with the queen. Or with the knight. Stop fucking stuttering, please. You're making me nervous. And we'll do that. And he can't play this because then I have this. And if he takes with the pawn, I take with the bishop. That is ingenious, my friend. Unfortunately, it's also immediately losing. And so was that. Hang checkmate, you freaking moron. How many is that? 3 now? Alright, let's do it. Let's look at... Since you want to act like a fool on stream, you would just want to look at this. I have... These two were just obvious blunders that lost the game for the opponent. Other than that, I've been getting my ass kicked today. Except for Lucindo, that was actually a very good game, which I think that's how we'll end the video, is we will take a look at the 2 games that I played against Lucindo. It's 1-1. And this game I won with 53.6% accuracy. And obviously there's a couple of mistakes made by both of us. This game was testing my strength. This game was testing my willpower. So, without further ado, let's get into it. King's Pawn opening, Sicilian defense. Put the knight out. Do the Vienna style defense. And we're looking at... We almost had 4 knights right there, but instead he decided to push the pawn, which is a great idea, but now Caro Khan kingside, right? And all of a sudden you notice the position is transformed. Just from those 3 moves, right? 1, 2, 3. No, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden it's like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? Now they have this? And if I go... That's horrible. That's horrible. That actually is horrible. But that's just a filler move. I was referring to this pin right here. Plus you have the Traxler, or the fried liver attack? Oh, dude... And it's all over at this point. Is that the move I actually played? Damn, and I won this game? Push the pawn. Why would you leave your pawn right there? Push it. Don't capture and double your structure. Push it up. It's got 2 defenders. And I was hanging rook, but he didn't take it. And so he lost his opportunity. Put the queen out. Block the squares. Block the weak square. Block this weak pawn because once the rook moves away, it's no longer defended. And now he's pushing his pawns. And now I'm threatening to capture his rook. It's funny how life works like that, right? And he does the same exact thing. He captures... That's a mistake, honestly. I didn't want to capture with the... I didn't want to capture with the rook because if you'll notice... Okay, if you'll notice my pawns, I got pawns right here, and pawns right here. I got three small islands. However, capturing with the pawn, now I have 1 isolated pawn and 2 islands, and one of them is the strength of my king. And I don't want pieces hanging around the diagonal on my king. Like this, for example, the battery. That's very dangerous. That can be a checkmate in most circumstances. And he immediately blundered the bishop. So he got rid of the battery, and I punished him for it, really. And that was also a mistake, because now my rook is actually doing things. What just got captured right there? Hold on. Oh, he didn't capture anything with the queen. It looked like he did. That's not a blunder, because if he en passant, then, well, now I have 2 rooks. Have a line of rooks. This is not threatening. The bishop is protected. It wants me to go queen up there because it thinks that I am... That's checkmate, actually, if I do that. That's a queen sacrifice. That is. That's a pretty good move. That, and then that's the move to play, and then you go right there, and then you go, oh, and then you go, oh, and that's checkmate. right? But I didn't see that. I was stupid enough not to see that. So instead what I do is I remove the pin so that the bishop can actually move. Attack the knight so that it's no longer guarding this square, right? Because that's where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to land all my pieces on that square, right? So, yeah, I'm trying to land my pieces on that square, and he only has one defender now. He's only got one piece defending. I've got two pieces attacking. However, he did open up the structure. But now it's just like, I don't know, like 20 moves of frivolous-ass checks. No offense, obviously, but this is kind of retarded, moving your queen back and forth like she's got Down syndrome. And finally, I got an opportunity to protect my king. And at this point, it's just cleanup. Right? Oh, and this right here, this was... I spent about 3 minutes on this move, I'm pretty sure. Not this move. After he moved here, I spent about 3 minutes deciding my next move. Because this square, that's kind of pointless, because if I go here, then he goes here, and then if I go here, then he goes here. Right? And that's not... You have to be able to make it to the 8th row in 2 turns. So how do we do that? Well, I'll tell you how. Pause the video, try and figure out how I stopped the promotion right here. And okay, so how I stopped the promotion. I stole that from Agadmator, by the way. So credit to him for doing the pause and solve shit, but. The move that stops the promotion. Rook F1. And why is that, do you ask? Because now he wasted a move bringing his king up, but his king doesn't protect this. And now if he pushes, then... Well, okay, now your king is even farther away. My rook is even safer. This capture is guaranteed at this point. What are you going to do? Are you going to leap across the board and choke me out in real life, or just flip the board? There's nothing to do here except resign. And he didn't resign, but right. Rook captures, bring the rook back. Bring it up, pin the king, bring the king. Oh god, he's so determined right here. Now this is where it ends. This is where he resigned. And good game, my friend, good game. I really liked this game. Even though it made my brain hurt, I still really liked playing this game. I even enjoyed the second game, even though the second game is just... Well, you'll see it in a second. You'll see in a second. It is embarrassing. Hang a queen on turn 8, 9, right? Because I'm just playing without thinking here. I'm being dumb. Bring the queen out. I'm gonna get such a nice like that. Right, with the guitar solo improvised, of course. But nah, this is actually horrible. This is horrible. This is horrible right here. Right? Oh, look at that. You've just locked the position up. Alright. Back it up. I didn't mean to press play. Right here. You trapped the queen with a really sneaky move that doesn't really look like it does much. But the way I had my pieces set up, I was playing Jalalabad, and what that means is the 3rd rank has 2 pawns blocking it, and this is like bishop here, boom. This whole diagonal's cut off, right? All these squares are cut off. Okay, this square is unsafe by this, right? So you're looking at, okay, I can move there, I can move there, I can move there. Nope, unsafe, unsafe, and unsafe, right? Unsafe, unsafe, because captures. Okay, and then if you really, really want to go for the knight, which is what I did to weaken his king, or perhaps bring his queen out. I was hoping he would take with the G pawn, but nope. He's way better than that. So I just went for the knight, and at this point, it's basically just hunt the king down because he's stuck in the center of the board due to that goddamn bishop. And he didn't even back the bishop up. He maintained that pin all game until both my rooks were moved, right? Doing that fucking thing with the checks again that I really, really detest. It is so frustrating to play somebody who does that. And that was a blunder. This is a blunder. No. This is not. This is protected, but what's not protected? Well, this one on this file, that's not protected. Yeah, that's screwy. So now I'm a queen and a rook down, and he is not giving up. He's insistent. He's insistent on playing it solidly, which I like about this guy. He plays solidly. He does not hang pieces. He does not do gambits. He has a solid opening, which I really, really enjoyed playing against. And fair warning in the future, the Jalalabad does not work against e4. As you can see, e4, this isn't the Jalalabad. I would have had to go here for it to be the Jalalabad, because that's what the Jalalabad is, right? It's what is it? Right? And then that's the Jalalabad. What are you going to do here with your two pawns like that? Well, you can, you know, let's say you do that, and then you do that. Now you have no light square diagonals. Now your light square bishop is a weakness. It's a burden. So it's really screwy. That's why there's an even number of pieces on the board, so that the colors aren't symmetrical on the ends. Because if that was the case, then the structure would just be totally screwy. That, and you wouldn't be able to have this awesome you wouldn't be able to have this awesome knight fight in the center, because if you'll notice, and we're going over to the theory portion of the video because you saw where I resigned. Check it out. Ignore this, please. Ignore this. I'm not concerned with that. We're going to do self-analysis. Okay, so you got that, and that, and that. So these knights basically cancel each other out, but whoever takes first is probably going to be losing, because they're going to use the, it's called gaining tempo, right? When they bring the queen out on the second turn, I was showing you when they bring the queen out because you defend with the queen pawn. Well, now you just pull the knight out. You're developing a piece, and you're making them retreat. They have to retreat. They have to move the queen. They can't attack the knight because it's protected. All they really have to do is move to the side or move back. And that's called a gain in tempo, because now black is making the first move instead of white, because white wasted a turn going back because he had to go forwards then backwards. And it's called gaining tempo, right? And white starts off with the first tempo. And we'll also get into some other things later about like losing tempo on purpose, right? Because that is a legitimate strategy. And when you have these four knights in the center, you're just locking down the entire board. Look at that. That's almost a perfect square. And it's designed like this on purpose. This is why the knights start on the outside squares. This is why the bishops start towards the middle. The bishops need the most amount of room to operate, right? But that's beside the point. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about opening theory. We're here to talk about opening theory. So what that means, excuse me, that was somebody walking in. What that means is we're going to look at lines, like openings, okay? We're going to look at openings, and we're going to look at ways to go about countering these openings, and my opinion on what the best response is to the openings that I've seen, at least. Okay? So, as white, this is white, correct? Yes. Okay, as white, that's not white. Why is gold white? How do I flip the board? There we go. Why don't we just go back and go to the openings database by hand then, so that we're not trying to analyze. Yeah, see, you have opening lines here, but obviously the idea is we're going to look at the board ourselves and do our own openings. So how do we do that? That's not it. Yeah, that's not it. How do I do it? Please tell me. Okay, what if I just did variance? Is that it? See, this is what I mean. This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to check my openings database? Okay, can I just explore openings? There we go. Alright. There we go. There we go. This is the most common start for white. I've already told you this in a previous video. And that's because you're opening up the queen. You know, you're opening up the bishop, the queen. You got this on the next turn. You got this protecting it. You got that. And, you know, it's solid. It's solid. This is called the king's pawn defense. And it's basically just a symmetrical variation. But then you also have the Scandinavian defense. The one that I told you loses to 2, 3, 4, 5 different moves. So the thing is, if you take, they capture, now you play that. Or if you just want to develop your knight, you can play that too, and that prevents that, because that's not going to work. So they have to go back, and that's what I mean. So let's emulate that in a real game, shall we? Let's go over that. So you play this, and you play d5, and then you capture, and they capture, and you go there. Well, if they capture, then you just capture. So that's bad. Don't do that. You can also play this, as I said before. And so this is how it works in a real game. They capture the pawn. You bring the knight out. They're thinking to themselves, oh God, my queen is hanging. I'm going to lose. I might as well give a happy check. No, sir, you might as well not give a happy check, because now they just have free development. So, the best move, just go back. Don't go right here. Don't go right here. Don't be a retard. Look at the board. Look at their pieces. Notice which pawns they push, and notice how it transforms the position. Me pushing this pawn immediately, they can't do this. Not only that, they can't go here, which they wouldn't anyways, because that's literally just hanging your queen, right? So you play this, they go here, or they go here. Undeveloping a piece, it's called, when you move it back to its starting square. And now white has opposition here. But if you play it as black, for example, how do I flip the board? How do I flip? Oh, I don't need to flip the board. What am I doing? Okay, so for example, you do something like this, and they capture. Well, they bring the knight out, and now you got a pawn in the way. So what are you thinking to yourself? Well, that is a free square, and let's try it. Nope. Nope, because they just attacked the pawn in the center, and now you got two knights in the center being very, very angry with one another. So this doesn't work, obviously, because it just hangs your queen. This is always a nice threat, but I wouldn't play this, considering that the pawn is protected, and this bishop is not leaving anytime soon until they play this move. And this is even dangerous because now they just took the entire center of the board. They got these two squares. They got all these. They got these. They got these. No, not that. They got them. So all these squares in the center of the board are controlled. They're not safe to move your pieces to. Correct? So if you throw a check here, well, now your queen is no longer attacking this because now your bishop is in the way. So the best thing to do in this position, I would say play the bishop out. Actually, that's not true. I would say play that because both the knights are out. And now you have a nice pawn chain. And if this knight and the queen ever have to get distracted and guard something else, this pawn is no longer hanging because you have, obviously, a defense for it. If your knight is stuck in here, though, I'll show you an example. If your knight, like, for right here, you just blocked off your own knight. And if you play, let's say he goes right here, you play like this, well, now your bishop is just frozen. It's stuck forever. And that's why I would recommend, you know, when they do things like, if you say that, they go Scandinavian defense automatically, right? You get that. You go for this, and they throw a check. You do not want to play your knight out like this. This is horrible because what they're going to do is they're going to set up a diagonal on this rook. And when they do that, well, now if you play it, then you just get taken and look like an even bigger fool. Seriously. And now they're threatening this. And so that's all kinds of bad. You always just play the bishop. Play the bishop out. The knight is waiting to recapture. Right? And if they have a bishop, for example, if they add a bishop to the attack, just go there. And the knight will be a guard. The knight, you won't castle on this side. This knight will stay here. And you'll end up doing some kind of, that was stupid. I don't know why I did that. You'll end up doing some kind of rook lift. It's called a rook lift, where you play this pawn, you play h4 or a4. And it's very simple, right? They want to play and they just want to be lazy. Then you have to make sure that your rook has a line of sight. Don't get your rook clogged up in the... Don't make him go like, oh, like up and over and up and over. And, oh, look at that. That's 5 moves. You know, he can do in 5 moves, checkmate you. So, you got to think about that too. You want to play moves that are going to give you space, give you control, and give you safety. This gives you control. Nothing can attack. And by the way, one quick note. You're playing as black and they push one of these 2 pawns. Never play the same side knight. You want to know why? Idiot. Stupid ass. Now your knight has to go back. Or it can jump out into the middle of the field, where it's extremely unsafe. Like I said, idiot. Boom, boom. No. What, you think I'm just... You think I'm going to defend here? Why would I defend here? That's stupid. That is stupid. A knight versus a pawn alone in a standoff like this, the pawn will just advance and attack the knight. Now the knight can no longer reach the pawn. The knight has to go right there. But that is just hanging a knight. You got to get this pawn. You got to unblock your pieces. Right? And see, that's what I was referring to. It's stupid anyways to bring your knights out before you push any pawns. You need to put 2 pawns in the center. This whole time, if they do that, you just go right there. Let's say they go right here. Then you just play solid. Put 2 more pawns in the center. Now this pawn has a defender. This pawn has a defender. The queen. So don't do that. Now if they go right here, and you play something like that, and they go right here, you thinking about that bishop? No, sir, not at all, because now this pawn is undefended, right? Because the queen's line of sight is blocked. If the knight was absent right here, this would be undefended. I had an example like this in another game where he used that. So he didn't play that. I played this, and then he played this, and then I immediately went right here. But it doesn't matter because he doesn't have the pin. If he opens it up, now he can't move. He can't move the knight. The knight cannot legally be moved because it would hang check. Right? But this is blocking the queen's line of sight, as I was talking about. I didn't see that. I was greedy. I went for this. I didn't go for that. I went for this because I was going to castle. And he immediately strikes that. Now he's lost a knight, but he actually had the advantage because now he is playing the first move. And I am stuck in the center of the board with a knight and a bishop that can't really do anything. Right? Because that square is locked in by the knight. Right? That square is locked in by the knight too. Of course, we're not going to be looking at that much longer. Now we're going to look at d5. And this is dangerous because d5, you have a lot less options. You open the king's diagonal immediately. And that's kind of dangerous. But if you play d4 and they respond with d5, you have the queen's gambit. And there's 2 variations to this, which I've gone over in the past, but we'll look at it again, right? They have denied. Queen's gambit denied martial defense because you're defending this pawn instead of capturing. It looks like you hang a pawn. But if you capture it, you go after the free material. Boom. I now have 2 pawns in the center. You have 1, and now I'm going to recapture next turn. That is gaining initiative because you are putting a pawn in the center, unlocking a piece, threatening to regain that lost material. You will be equal, and if they play something like this, you just do that. Like I said, the knight attacking a pawn from a distance is not a danger at all. They play that, you just play that. Because you're thinking, oh, the queen, right? The queen is gonna get hit because it's gonna go boom, 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 right? Recapture. You play that. Now, not only did you remove an attacking piece, you left the square that was being attacked, you moved to a square that has a defender, plus the queen is still defending. Plus, you still have this next turn. Whenever they feel like being lazy and just doing that, you just punish them. You get a huge lead in development, and that's the key here. Lead in development, right? You want as much lead in development as possible because the faster you get all your pieces out, the faster you castle, the faster you can mount an attack on your enemy king. And when my king's out in the open right here, it's all bad news. And by the way, this pawn here, it blocks the knight, but it also stops any kind of It also stops any kind of this nonsense, because that is annoying, getting the diagonal checks from the bishops. But right here, look at this. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 squares that are unsafe for the bishop. The bishop can move 1, 2, 3. They've got 3 moves. And this piece is hanging, and then once that piece is hanging, this piece is hanging. That's bad news. So what are you going to do here? What are you going to do as black? First off, get your knight off the hanging square. Second off, you're adding another defender to this. And then white could even... It's really kind of closed up like this. But you could play the bishop right there to protect this, because you do not want to get it opened up like this. The queen is just going to create havoc. So they're probably going to do that. And if you take, they take like 2 different ways. Right? But you want to take right there. You want to take right there if you have your rook unlocked. Because if not, then you're just going to have to move your king, and now you can't castle. Right? Imagine how this would go in a real live game, right? They offer this, you take it, boom. Now imagine this knight's not here. This knight doesn't exist for right now. You have to take with the king. Or else what are you going to do? Just leave yourself in check with a queen right there? I don't think so. So, ignoring the knight, obviously, like I said before, because the knight can recapture right there. That's why it's a good square. But, at the same time, you have to understand, one move delaying that. You just delay that for one move. Get your bishop out. Now their knight is hanging. Now they're going to be a lot less likely to capture here, because now then you just capture. And if they capture, then you capture, and you are happy simplifying here. You're very happy simplifying. This bishop is nowhere to go. This knight is hanging. This knight only has 1 square to go to. But that's the thing. It's a gambit, because they could just create space in your territory. It's called the Queen's Gambit for a reason. It is a fucking gambit. You're taking a risk. You're risking material for a lead in development. Because as you can see, I'm ready to castle right here, and he still has 2 bishops and his rooks on the starting squares. So, at the very last, we're going to look at the English opening, and that looks like this. The English opening is my favorite opening to play, because it allows a lot of strategy with pawns. It allows you to use pawn play, correct? Like, for example, if they play e4, well, this is just a reversed Sicilian. That's what this is called. It's called reverse Sicilian because if you imagine the Sicilian defense, black would be doing that on this side. And you got the pawn in front of them. Now you got 2 pieces protecting these 2 squares. You have 2 pieces on the queen side pawn. So what are they going to do? They're going to push it and get taken? They're going to... No one would play that, but that's what would happen if they did. Right? Don't play the Jalalabad. That's how you get checkmated. Some people like to do that. Other people, they would be more aggressive because there's no immediate defense to that. If they just do that and you push a pawn, getting greedy, they can take and you'll capture. And if you were planning on castling queenside, well, you can forget about it now. But now you have control of the G file. The B file, excuse me. The B file, you have control because you have a piece there that they don't have. So they'll normally go right here, though. London, it's called. This is the London. It says reverse Sicilian, but black is playing a London defense. And my favorite thing to do is that. Because now they can't do that. And also, they cannot bring their queen out and go right there the next turn, because it would just be a free queen, because the queen's not defended if there's a pawn in the way. Right? So they bring their bishop out, and you want to push your pawn. And then if they keep on developing normally, then you push this pawn, right? And then they castle, and then you bring that out. And I want to show you something right here. Boom, 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 boom. You have control of basically the entire diagonal. You have control of this square, like this, with 3 different pieces. You have control of this square with 2. You have control of this square with 3 different pieces. Yeah, you're going for a nice long diagonal on this side. You're hoping they'll just leave their knight here. You're hoping they'll leave their rook and their knight. Because if they're in a hurry, right here, first of all, you can just attack the center. And if they back up, then you just push. Now you got to establish pawn chain, and you're not opening the menu while you're in the middle of recording a video. You're much better here. You're much better, even though you got 2 hanging pawns. Doesn't matter because they're ready to be reinforced. And at this point, you can pretty much guarantee a castle, as long as they don't do anything crazy aggressive. Let's say they bring their bishop out right here. I don't know why they would do that, but let's say they do. Look at this. Their knight is not allowing their rook to move. This is why you don't do that. This is why you get your knights out first, generally, honestly. And this is why I don't like trading the knights. Because the knights are useful in the Sicilian, as a matter of fact. Now check this out. On turn 3, if they just decide to take the center, you do not capture. You do not capture. Do not capture. It seems like a good idea, right? Because they have that tempo gain I was talking about. But now your pawns are blocking in your dark squared bishop. And god damn it. And that means a lot of bad things. That means that they can go here and then here, right? Because they are incredibly aggressive. Or they can play this if you've already put your bishop out. God forbid they play that. But they might do something like that. They're creative. They're creative. I'll show you another example. I'll show you one more. This is why you don't want to take. Instead, you should just put your knight or your pawn to the center. And if they capture, well, now you capture, you recapture, you gain space, you gain tempo, because you've developed a piece and captured one of their pieces at the same time. Right? I don't know what that was. For example, if you ignore that and do something stupid like that, then right here you're thinking, oh, look at that, I have a long ass line of pawns. No. Bring the knight out. Yes, the knight gets a shortcut out to the field, the same way that the bishop got a shortcut out to the field on this move. Right? And now your knight is free to move there, because it's no longer blocking. And it's pretty crappy to be in this position. But at the same time, if they force a trade of knights, you can trade your knights for their bishops. You can trade your bishops for their bishops. You can trade their bishops for your knights. You can flip-flop those. I personally like trading off the bishops. Or I'll trade off one bishop and one knight, and I'll generally try to get both of their bishops. Because, let me tell you something. When you have 2 bishops, and they have to jump around the board, well, when pawns are in a chain, when they're diagonal from one another, they're on one color. They're not on 2 different colors. So when you have a long pawn line like this bishop's only move is to go here, here, and then here. Or, you know, this is generally why it's not a good idea to push this pawn early on. But like I said, this is all theory, and you have to gauge it in the middle of the battle. You can't just read it off of a book, and you definitely do not pre-move your openings. Do not pre-move your openings. Seriously, I cannot emphasize that enough. Pre-move your openings, you end up getting Scholars Mated on turn 4. You look like a retard. And you're probably getting put into a YouTube video called 900 rated Queen Aggression or some bullshit like that. For real though, that's what happens. So, don't pre-move in the opening, and don't play mindlessly. Don't play without thinking. Don't just bring your knights out and all that nonsense. That's how I lost the second game against Lucendo. I can show you once more. I was lazily playing, right? Now all of a sudden I'm just not even thinking. Push the pawn, my queen no longer has an escape route. And it just goes to shit because my pawn structure is horrible. And I didn't defend myself. But anyways, that's the thing. It's just theory. It's not practical. What is practical is if they play e4, you can play e5. It's pretty damn safe. It's pretty standard. If they play that, you can count on playing that being a good move. Now, if they go there again, then you can attack their piece. Their piece is defended. They go right here. And if you do the same thing, well, now they have this. And what are you looking for here? What is the square that's weak on the king? I'll tell you exactly what square the king is weak on. This square right here. F7 and F2 are the weak squares. Because in a normal position, those squares are unprotected. The king is the only thing that can protect that square. So, that's how Scholar's Mate happens. I'm going to be quite frank, because the king is the only one protecting. Now you're thinking, just get your bishop out, yada, yada, yada. They get their bishop out, and you're not even thinking. You go something like, I don't know, like this. And then, oh, it would be checkmate. It would be checkmate if they had played something like the knight. Well, that's checkmate. That's checkmate right there. Because if he captures, he cannot capture. Because the bishop is there, blocking it. So that's not a good idea. I'll tell you the best move to play here. In that position, honestly, you bring the bishop out like this. Play the knight. First of all, it's not directly next to the king anymore, so it's not as important. But second of all, now the queen is protecting, and the pawn is protecting. And you're going to castle next turn. And then you have two defenders on this pawn. So let's look at one more thing. It's called the fried liver attack. Don't ask me where it got its name. It sounds disgusting, and I hate fried liver, but I love this attack. It's very standard. You don't play this yet. Not yet. Or rather, black doesn't play it. They'll defend. You bring the bishop out. It's the same thing as the Scholar's Mate, except you're going in with the knight. So, it only works at this point. If they bring their bishop out, then you can't do it. You can't do it. If they bring the other knight out, then you get the other knight. And then, if they're thinking about this or this, you can do it right here, for example. I still wouldn't. I would move here. Now you still have that double clip on the attack. They can go here, But then you play this. You might be thinking bishop comes with check, but this comes with a fork. They move the queen, they lose the rook. The point is you want them to move the queen and try to counterattack, not by hanging the queen, but by actually counterattacking and gaining some initiative. That's a check right there. Most obvious move is that. But then you have this. Right? Obviously the knight's there, but in most circumstances the knight will be elsewhere at this point. We're going to examine why this is so powerful. If they just move, then you have that, which is retarded. I don't know why you would move. But normally what happens is there's some kind of exchange in the center. Like, you know, they do that. You go right there. And if they take, you take. They take, you take. You're still threatening the same thing. And this pawn is double protected. And you're about to castle. So you're happy in a leading position with some tempo. And of course you still have the classic right there. And then once their queen gets off that square, let's say they go right there. And let's say they do something like that. Ignore that he just hung his queen. What we're focusing on is the queen being absent from these two squares. And if the king and this rook are on the starting squares, right? You'll notice they're on the same color. What did I tell you about pieces that are on the same color? Happy simplifying of the position. Classic. I can't tell you how many times I've been hit with this. It is so annoying because you can't even block. You have to move and now you can no longer castle. That is such a frustrating move to play. But that's why you wait. That's why you might want to save the knights, because in the end game, when there's not a lot of pieces protecting all the squares, you want to be able to hit that nasty ass fork with the king and the queen. Now they don't even get your knight. Oh my god. I remember that video. That was crazy. Don't put your king and queen on the same color. Don't leave your king and rook on the same color. That's why we want to castle immediately. And if they do fried liver, on, like, for example, let's say this. Let's say they go here, right? Then you proceed as standard. And if they capture, then you capture. And if they move out, then, well, now you have some very solid moves. You can do that. Comes with check. He gets off. Your queen is now under attack. But it doesn't matter because you just got more initiative with check. And if they block like this, which they wouldn't, but if that ends up happening because of, you know, they have pieces protecting that square and you don't, you just go there. And don't capture the rook, because the queen, right? Either way, the point of this is very, 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 very dangerous for people who don't know the theory behind it. Right? Standard game. I'm just going to show you a very standard game that goes for this. That goes for the fried liver attack, and maybe the Traxler counter attack. I might show a little bit of that. They can't bring the bishop out. Once they bring the knight out, though, that's when you bring your final piece out. And if they do something lazy like this, oh yes, this is beautiful. What are they going to do? Capture? Well, then you're just going to capture. And what are they going to do? They're going to have to move up. Or they can move their queen, which would be the sensible thing to do. So you're looking at You don't want to capture the rook. That's just a threat. That's fake threats. What you want to do is play this. And if they play this, then you play this. If they play this, you got that. You're still up. You hung your queen, but you're still up. That's beside the point. I'm obviously not paying attention to like other factors right now. In a chess game though, you have to be looking for these things, and you have to play these moves with your opponent's moves in mind. You can't mindlessly play like I'm doing in the openings database, because that's how you lose 3,000 elo. That's how you end up 1,300 skill level with 900 rating, because that's what happens. That's seriously what happens, is I play without thinking, and I play casually. I don't want to play on unrated. Oh, so it is almost an hour and a half of recording. Jesus. Okay, I think that's pretty good for Chess with OG Luqqy. Still don't have a name for it. I think I'm just going to call it Chess with OG Luqqy Episode 5. Or Episode V, whichever one sounds cooler. And I will see you guys all in the next video next Sunday. Also, we have a daily upload of humorous chess videos. However, it has been fantastic to be here and to teach with all of you. And I'm stumbling over my words because I don't want to look stupid. However, OG Luqqy signing off with a checkmate. Peace out.